afternoon and welcome. Before we begin the proceedings, may I take you through today's agenda. A welcome by Professor His Honour William Morris, Deputy Chair of the Board of Governors, orator of this ceremony. The Chancellor, Earl of St Andrews, will address the congregation. Presentation of honorary awards, presentation of graduands, award holders, conferment of awards by the Chancellor, Earl of St Andrews. And finally, a few words from the Students' Union President, Boluatife Oyesola. During the presentation of graduands, and as a courtesy to other graduands who have not yet been presented, please remain seated until the end of the congregation. The Chancellor will confer awards on all students at the end. Please may I request that all mobile phones are switched off. However, please feel free to take photographs. Finally, as soon as the procession starts, please stand and remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, on behalf of the University, welcome to this afternoon's degree congregation. The order of proceedings is printed in your programme. I now call on the Chancellor, Earl of St Andrews, to address the congregation.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear graduands. As Chancellor of the University, I am proud and delighted to address you here today. It's a great pleasure to share with you this momentous occasion, the celebration of our graduating students' achievements and success. Degree congregations are the highlight of the university's year. This year, more than 2,300 students will graduate, with many of them, I'm happy to say, attending the ceremonies taking place this week. May I take the opportunity of saying how delighted we are to be able to hold our congregations in this magnificent town hall, the symbol of Bolton's civic pride. We would like to extend our warmest thanks to the Mayor and Council, whose support and partnership we greatly value. Last year, the university celebrated attaining the rating of silver in the government's Teaching Excellence Framework. This ranking indicates that the university's courses, and I quote, are of a high quality which significantly and consistently exceeds the quality threshold expected of UK higher education. The university is also ranked in the top 40 universities nationally for student satisfaction. This is hugely to the credit of our excellent teaching and support staff, and I should like to offer them my thanks and congratulations for all their hard work. In addition to our investment in teaching, the university continues to invest in our infrastructure. We are continuing our major campus developments in the form of the National Centre for Motorsport Engineering and the Institute of Management. May I say how pleased we are that Bolton College will, from the 1st of August, become part of the University of Bolton Group, providing new opportunities for student progression from what is in itself a highly respected further education college, something not always sufficiently valued in our society, to higher education within the same Bolton family. At the same time, we continue to build and develop external links, collaborating with other institutions and organizations, with employers, industry, and local government to create opportunities and career prospects for our students. We are proud to contribute to the development of our region by educating a skilled workforce which attracts inward investment and provides consequent economic growth. Our international partnerships too are flourishing. University courses are now being taught from Athens to Kuala Lumpur, from Vietnam to Malawi. And so, as our students here today enjoy their graduation, so too are thousands of Bolton graduands across the globe enjoying theirs. During congregations here in Bolton this week, alongside home students, we are delighted to see students from a wide range of other countries. Bahrain,
Chancellor, Norman Davis was educated at Beach House and Bolton School, before a year at Grenoble University in France, where he started to acquire what can only be described as a collection of languages. including Russian, Italian, and Polish. He went to Magdalen College, Oxford in 1958 to study modern history, followed by an MA, diploma in education at Oxford. After teaching French at St. Paul's School in London, he took an MA in Russian Studies at Sussex University. In 1959, Norman crossed Europe by jeep to Istanbul, and in 1962, being refused entry to the USSR, stayed in Poland. He became an English lecturer at the Polish Academy of Sciences in Krakow, where he took his doctorate. In Poland, he also wrote what was to become the first of many important works of history, White Eagle, Red Star. Many of his subsequent publications focused on Poland and Eastern Europe, as well as topics such as imperialism, geopolitics, and war. All his early books were banned by the communist censorship of the Soviet bloc. Norman's 1996 book, Europe, A History, is republished regularly, translated into more than 20 languages, and was a #1 bestseller. Speaking personally, that is no surprise. In 1996, when it was published, I bought my copy. May I say, Norman, what a splendid narrative history of our continent. His publications are used as references in many academic institutions, and he contributes to numerous others. Norman made his journalistic debut in 1974, writing for The Times on East European affairs, subsequently contributing to the main British newspapers and journals, and adding the United States to his repertoire in the 1980s, especially the New York Times. Since the fall of communism, he has written regularly for all the leading Polish newspapers. A prolific broadcaster too, Norman regularly speaks on radio stations, both in the UK and in the United States, and is a high-profile TV pundit in Poland as a Polish-speaking foreigner. He has lived in Brussels and for many years chaired the International Academic Committee for the Museum of the Second World War in Gdansk, founded by Donald Tusk.
Chancellor, honoured guests, and graduates who will soon be graduates. When I graduated myself from university 57 years ago, I didn't have a clue what an honorary doctorate was, from which you will benefit for the rest of your days. Improving your chances of a good job is only part of it. Learning how to learn is the key. Behind your success, there has to be a team of parents and teachers who supported you on the road towards higher education. Please don't forget them. My own grandfather, Samson Davis, an orphan, arrived in Bolton in 1900 pushing a handcart, surrounded by his 5 children and pregnant wife, who soon afterwards, in a little cottage in Ash Street near Trinity Street Station, gave birth to her 6th child, my father. That generation, uneducated themselves, were deeply devoted to educating their children. My eldest aunt was one of the first young women to go to Cambridge. My eldest uncle, Donny Davis, who was destined to be killed tragically in the Munich air disaster, started his brilliant career as a so-called pupil teacher in Astley Bridge. As for my own parents, I heard that my mother refused to marry my father until he, like his brother, had obtained a university degree, which he did after 6 years' hard labour studying at nights at Manchester University's external department. There was no University of Bolton then to go to. I hope he thought it was worth it. Man and boy, therefore, pupil and teacher, Bolton for me has meant education. After school and university, I did teaching practice at Johnston Fall Primary, West Horton High and Smithell School. And for one term only, I was the one and only male creature in Bolton School Girls Division. My sister graduated from the College of Technology, as it then was, and one of my uncles and another cousin both taught there. In consequence, I am sincerely impressed by the emphasis which the University of Bolton places on teaching excellence. To my mind, professors who put all their efforts into their research and into the advancements of their own careers and of the university's rankings are missing a trick. Research and teaching should go hand in hand. As a historian, I once invented the Boltonian scheme of world history, which starts at Hawlith Wood. As a Polish specialist, I now realize that the first Pole I ever met, soon after the war, was a man from Wilno who presented a prescription in Latin to my father's chemist shop, and my father could read it. And as an author, I've written about Poland in the introduction to my last book, Beneath Another Sky. My chief editor at Penguin Books, Stuart Profit, is a Boltonian whose mother still lives at Topworth Moor. And not long ago, I was interviewed at length by the senior columnist of the Sunday Times, Brian Appleyard, who is yet another Boltonian. So Bolton has stayed close to me all these years, even when I was very far away. I half remember seeing an ancient steam engine, I think in Tahiti, and wondering what Fred Dibner might have made of it. And I can't see a factory chimney anywhere in Poland or in Pittsburgh without thinking of Barrow Bridge. A few years ago, flying across America, the stewardess came along the aisle doing this. And the only word I said was coffee. A man opposite me smiled and said, "I know where you're from." I say, "That's a bit vague." He says, "It's either Bolton or Bury." I say, "Go on then." And he says, "How about Radcliffe?" And I say, "Oh, that's a terrible mistake. You're all of 3 miles out." So Bolton stays with you. And it's not a bad thing at all. I'm very honoured to join you all fine graduates and the other honorary doctorates. And thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Chancellor, it is a great honour to welcome here today Elaine Inglesby Burke, CBE. Chancellor, with a career in nursing spanning 40 years, Elaine Inglesby Burke is today Chief Nursing Officer for the Northern Care Alliance NHS Group, leading 7,000 nurses across both Salford Royal Foundation Trust and Pennine Acute Hospitals, when the two merged in 2016. Prior to this, She was Executive Nurse Director and Deputy Chief Executive for the university teaching Salford Royal Hospital. She led Salford Royal to achieve an outstanding rating in the 2015 Care Quality Commission assessment, the first combined hospital and community trust to receive such recognition. Her focus leading up to the 2015 assessment was on quality and safety. She re-engineered the clinical risk and complaints system, implementing a trust-wide incident reporting system and analytics. She also developed a patient and family experience strategy to deliver what matters most to patients, sustaining the hospital's patient satisfaction performance in the country's top 10% of trusts. Elaine's personal and corporate commitment to improving nursing and quality standards is considerable, as seen in the results achieved. Motivation, communication, and management of people is, she says, key to success, with staff involved in decision-making. She established and led a quarterly leadership conference, regularly attended by over 100 senior nurses, communicating their professional vision and contribution to the Trust's success. Roles and responsibilities have been fundamentally reviewed to improve patient care, and she has been responsible for successful nursing recruitment and retention initiatives. Elaine's contribution to nursing management has also seen her consult internationally. She contributed to the formal Anglo-Spanish government agreement on healthcare recruitment and is the executive lead in twinning between Stockport NHS Trust and a Madrid hospital. She sits on a number of committees addressing issues such as safe staffing and care standards, including, among those committees, the Prime Minister's Commission or Commissions on Nursing, Care Quality and Safety. She is a Florence Nightingale Leadership Scholar and has studied in the United States, educated to postgraduate level, and, despite her management roles, Elaine maintains her professional and clinical development through regular frontline clinical and executive safety shifts. Awarded a CBE in 2015, the Salford Royal and now Alliance chairman described Elaine in these terms: absolutely deserving of recognition for the contribution made to the hospital, nursing, and the NHS. Elaine is a highly visible and greatly respected leader with a relentless commitment to the provision of high-quality, patient-centered care, and an innovator who is not afraid to challenge the way things are done. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding contribution to nursing, it is my great pleasure to present Elaine Inglesby Burke, CBE, for the degree of Doctor of Healthcare honoris causa.
Wow, I don't recognise it. You must have spoke to my dad and got all that history. I want to thank the university and every one of you here today for such an honour. I did start nursing in 1977, so it's 41 years this year. And every day I ask myself how I got here, how I had such a fantastic career, such a charmed career. And then in the 70th birthday of the NHS, Bolton University honour me with an honorary doctorate. So I am really humbled to receive this as a nurse. And when I reflect on that career, I started in 77, having been born and brought up in Warrington in a council estate, and I always wanted to be a nurse. My mum had other ideas. I was going to be a hairdresser or a shirt maker, because that's what girls did then. And then you got married, and then you had children, and on it goes. And I was absolutely convinced that I wanted to be a nurse. And so here I stand before you 41 years later, in a position that I often ask myself, how did I get here? I'm the chief nurse leading 7,000 nurses and another 10,000 other healthcare professionals and staff who every single day deliver services to our patients, to the local populations, and they do it with compassion. And I don't use that word lightly, because when I looked at our graduands today and looked at you embarking on a career in health and social care, compassion actually is at the centre of it. And I believe compassion is about communicating with empathy. And if you were to ask me, what does it mean for me? It means treating every person you come into contact with in the role that you're about to embark on as if they were the person you loved most in the world. And believe me, if you carry that with you throughout your career, you won't put a foot wrong, because you will be delivering compassionate care in whatever environment. So the NHS is 70 this year, and we have all seen such significant change. It's probably the most outstanding organisation in the country. There won't be anybody in this room who either themselves or their family have been touched by the NHS. And so for you guys who are embarking on a career in health and social care, you are going to be participating in a service that is envied worldwide. And just take with you every day that it's about people. Whether they're your patients, your service users, your colleagues. If you communicate with compassion, you will therefore deliver care with compassion. And so I stand before you today as that student nurse from 1977, every day wondering, how did I get here? They're going to find me out. They're going to realise you're the chief nurse of the Northern Care Alliance, but actually you're still that student nurse from 1977. And the thread that runs through that is delivering great care to people. So today is probably the most exciting day that you will have experienced to date. You have all your family and friends here to witness you embarking on a brand new career, whether that takes you into delivering services or whether that takes you back into education to become an educationalist. But whichever way you look at it, today is the first day of you embarking on your career. But always remember the people who are sat amongst us now, they helped you get where you are. Your family, your friends, define who you are. It's not the title that I wear on my badge today as chief nurse. It's Elaine, the mother, the wife, the sister, the daughter. That's who defines us. And if you allow that to happen, you will deliver great care because you will put people first. So I thank you all for having me here today, for bestowing upon me the honour of an honorary doctorate. I receive it humbly and with pride on behalf of all those colleagues I've worked with, over the last 41 years, and the role models who have enabled me to get where I am and therefore standing in front of you. So remember, people, treat them as if they were the one you loved most in the world, and look for role models in your career. Because if you look at somebody and you decide their behaviours are what you aspire to, then learn a little bit more about them and you won't go far wrong. So I congratulate you all today, all our graduates, on embarking on a wonderful career in health and social care. And I ask that you form an orderly queue at the end of the ceremony, and myself and my colleague will happily take applications from you for a job in the Northern Care Alliance. Thank you very much.
Chancellor, it is a great honour to welcome here today Fiona Murphy, MBE. Fiona Murphy's 30-year career has embraced the most difficult issue of end-of-life care. She has done so with passion, commitment, and leadership, making a difference to thousands of lives in the north of England. The fact of dying of those we love, and of course inevitably for ourselves, is not the most comfortable of prospects. For most of us, it is a subject at best we don't want to think about, much less to be a participant. Following her initial training and clinical roles as a registered nurse in 2002, Fiona became a donor liaison sister in critical care at Bolton Hospital NHS Trust. Liaising daily with bereaved family members, she managed that most sensitive of situations, agreeing organ donation. She was seconded to UK Transplant, establishing a pilot centre to increase organ and tissue donation, including a special corneal team. She was co-author of the Competency Framework for Professionals and Support Workers in Tissue Donation with the National Blood Service, and worked with local media, wooing celebrity champions to encourage organ donor registrations. Her efforts resulted in a 700% increase, 700% in tissue donation during her first 12 months at Bolton NHS Trust. In 2004, Fiona took responsibility for bereavement and donor coordination activities trust-wide in both hospital and community, leading the critical care network for end-of-life, bereavement and donation. Her and her team's activities were cited for best practice in national care strategies and organ donation on a number of occasions. In 2008, Fiona became the clinical lead in bereavement and organ donation for the Bolton NHS Trust, the only nurse nationally to be appointed to such a role. She was a published lead author in a 2009 article on bereavement and donation, and cited in the Prime Minister's 2010 Commission on the Future of Nursing as a nursing entrepreneur. In 2012, Fiona was appointed Assistant Director of Nursing for Bereavement and Donation for Salford, Bolton and Wigan, and in 2016 took on the Associate Director's role for the newly formed Northern Care Alliance. She developed and implemented the Alliance model of end-of-life and bereavement care. a model now implemented in 40 organisations across the UK and 4 internationally, and including a referral protocol for organ donation as part of usual practice. In 2011, Fiona was Nursing Standards Nurse of the Year, as well as Lancashire Life's Woman of the Year. She became a Florence Nightingale Scholar in 2014 and was awarded a medallion for her work by the charitable Girdlers Company. Fiona is a member of the new parliamentary group for bereavement of the House of Commons and in 2016 received an MBE for services to nursing. A patron of the Good Grief Trust, she is also a very worthy ambassador for girl guiding in the Northwest. Fiona has touched the lives of so many people through her work, and no doubt will continue to do so. She pioneers a culture of getting it right for every patient, every time, at the end of life, and supported the chance for so many to live longer through organ donation. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding contribution to nursing, it is my great pleasure to present Fiona Murphy, MBE, for the degree of Doctor of Healthcare, honoris causa.
I've been asked to lower the microphone. What a huge honour and privilege, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for bestowing this honorary doctorate on me today. So thank you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor. I feel like I shouldn't really be stood here. I feel like it's a bit of a dream, and to stand in front of you as graduates today, embarking on your tomorrows and your career. Wow, what an opportunity. When I was a young girl at school, my parents told me I'd make a wonderful wife. Well, I hope I have and do make a wonderful wife. But my career's been a little bit more than that, and it's been an absolute adventure. Elaine's advice of finding a role model at the beginning of your career is a really good one. I found my role models. My role models were my husband and Elaine, who've carried and enabled me to deliver and change services of such a taboo subject in a way that's been done with commitment from each of the organisations of which I work. And I am so privileged to be able to get out of bed every morning and go to work. My career's been an adventure. I started as an enrolled nurse and converted to be a staff nurse. And it's just taken me to so many places. I've been privileged to be able to travel the world throughout my career. And I've made every mistake in the book. I kid you not. When your husband gets a phone call to say, I need a little bit of help, I've just been arrested by the coroner. I've made those mistakes. But those mistakes were the best mistakes of my life. They formed great friendships, great professional, collaborative, multi-professional working, like nothing we'd ever anticipated to happen. So nurses working collectively with the coroners and with the police force is amazing, because the bottom line is we are the they, and the service that we want to provide and deliver has to absolutely be what we would want for ourselves. So I also hugely am grateful and thank you to Professor Lehman for all of the opportunities, good times and bad, that we've been through together in Bolton. and wider. Enjoy your day, and my word of advice is, don't look to the future to set your goals. Do them from today, because they'll happen as you go through your career. Thank you so much, and enjoy your moment with your friends and your family, because this is just such a privileged place to be. Thank you.
Chancellor, may I now welcome all who are to graduate in this year of 2018. And I call upon Rena Banks to present our graduands for their awards.
Chancellor, I'm honoured to present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Health and Social Care, Bayan Al-Adab.
Letitia Jade Allen. Rebecca Ann Amos. Olutola Animashon. Osas Efi Asimota Amadi.
With first class honours, Adibola Vanessa Balagan. Amina Begum. Sabina Begum. Lisa Jane Bloor. Leonil Butera. Awarded with the Governor's Prize for Student Representative, Monica Cinetti. Lauren Derbyshire. Esperanza Virginia David. Chipo Tandika Diliweo. Micheline Balogi Dioka. John Brad Duncan. Ekinadese Erhayui. Sajal Ali Farah.
Ferguson. Mariam Faturi. Nkundimana Gakunzi. Lucky Gandiwa. Samuel Jide. Abby Louise Goddard. Beatrice Haja Gono. Emily Holland. Amina Hussein. Uzma Lareb Hussein. Obehi Igbekenhen. Izegbua Isaac. Julius Osaro Iamu. Tamara Camille Jackson. Tamba Brema Jiba. Anila Kabir. Silvestre Kakesa. Karine Bola Mbwa Kalu. Entumbi Langa Kumalo. Lauren Littler Murdoch. Sitembiso Mabina. Rachel Machiritza. Sarah Malate. More Blessing Mangodza. Anam Makbul. Moto. Cindy Onosuremi Michael. Fadumo Ismail Mohammed. Sana Mohammed. Suresh Mohammed. Alam Mohammed. With first class honours, Emma Jane Moore. Zolisani Moyo. With first class honours, Kelly Marie Julian Tonga. Walter Macheri. Kuba Mukembe. Hanan Musa. Jane Jax Mohirwa Musirimu. Sana Nadim. Saika Nawaz. Marvelous Andy Bele. Shiyiwe Monday and Love. Florence Nirasabimana. With first class honours, Stella Maris Saltibus. Kawazi Mensa Sarpong. Nafisa Shafak. Winnie Munani Sito. Zoe Southern. Stephanie Thorne. Isatu Anke Ture. Jacqueline Michelle Tyra. With first class honours, Deborah Jane Whiteside. In professional studies, health and social care, Manisha Anchan. Tracy Collard. With first class honours, Jane Dodd. With first class honours, Stephanie Gaskell. With first class honours, Michael Harmson. With first class honours, Susama Maleko Joseph. With first class honours, Damaris N. Kitiki. Stacey Emma Lee. Limna Lejo. Peter Mututa. Bindu Janesh Nair. With first class honours, Elizabeth Thomas. Shibi Pakarampo Thomas. Foundation Degree Arts in Health and Social Care, Benjamin Afolabi Aribo. Ines Eluka. Stella Ezzi. Awa Yombe Jana. Josephine Kangney Kuwait. Callie Louise Lindsay. Dora McCalla. Jolly Miriam Makaka. Carla Ann Millward. Tobikile MCZ. Joan Oluchi Nguma. Sophie Parker. Samantha Garcia Williams. In Health and Social Care Assistant Practitioners, Nicola Teresa Allen. Lindsay Ashel Lee. Rakia Asif. Nicola Jane Baxendale. Deborah Jane Bristow. Tonya Berry. Sharon Ann Kavanagh. Susan Deborah Conneran. Samantha Ann Fagan. Stephanie Faulkner. Janet Firth. Joanne Patricia Green. Stephen Matthew Hall. Michelle Vanessa Harwood. Irene Denise Hill. Susan Elizabeth Horan. Amarjit Singh Kalsi. Rachel Kenyon. Georgina Elise Kirk. Heidi Lena Lees. Leanne Martin. Richard Paul Mitchell. Joanne Morgan. Joanne Morgan. Rachel Danny Naylor. Andrea Richardson. Amanda Rigby. Alison Samby. Chris Martin Norman Scott. Jane Elizabeth Smith. Kurt Smith. Karen Sperry. Pamela Jane Spellacy. Joanne Rachel Taylor. Kirsty Torkington. Cassie Louise Turner. Kelly Ward. Kirsty Whitworth. Erica Righthouse. High National Diploma in Health and Social Care. Awarded with the Governor's Prize for Final Assessment Highest Academic Achievement, Pre-Bachelor's, Sophie Elizabeth Aspinall. Courtney Charlesworth. Joshua Henry Hargreaves. Patricia Kamuanya Kambaji. Chloe Jane Massey. Rebecca Moon. Ruth Tinamutenda M. Washita. Marsha Reeves. Joanna Santos. Marie No Wickham Tamba. Shannon Louise Ray. Foundation degree in Arts in Health and Social Care. Check Ahmed Dian Diallo. Foundation Degree Health and Social Care, Adelaide Nomusa Saunders. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of the students. Thank you.
Chancellor, it is my pleasure to invite you to confer the degrees. Will all those graduating please stand?
By virtue of the authority of my office as Chancellor of the University, I admit those in attendance and those listed in the programme who are in absentia to those degrees, diplomas and awards for which they have been presented here today. Our warmest congratulations to all of you.
Please be seated. Now, Bolu Watife Oyasola, President of the Students' Union, would like to say a few words.
Good afternoon. All protocols duly observed. So I want to thank God for being here today. And I must say it is with great honor that I do stand on this podium representing the student body. It took me some few hours to write this speech because I had writer's block, which usually does not happen. I wanted something different, something significant. So there's going to be a little bit of exercise, so be ready to stand up and sit down. I got a little power, so I've got to use it. I want you, the graduates, to look at yourself and say, I made it. I made it. Are you sleeping? Say, I made it. Okay, I like you guys. Give yourself a round of applause because you deserve it. I remembered when I saw my result. I saw it mistakenly because I wanted to upload my CV and update my scores for the last semester. And I saw it out. I was like, is it out? I was looking at the name like, is this my name? Am I really finished now? And I was like, okay, so I'm done now, so what? But then something said to me, you know, the degree that you've got is a degree of opportunities. There's one thing to work hard and there's another thing to work smart. You guys have worked hard, I must say, and you guys have worked smart. My mom used to say, if the person that worked the hardest, the most, got much money, back home in Nigeria, there was those people who used to carry load for people from the market. Mama said those people will be the richest. But I said, when you do something extraordinary, because not everyone that started with you, you must agree with me, that finished. So you guys are blessed. And I want to say that the journey has not been easy. but we also know that there's no success story without its own challenges. However, I do hope that you would agree with me that it has also been a tremendous experience. The University of Bolton, I must say, is a unique place to be, which has brought us together with the aim of changing lives and impacting through education. That being said, I would like to use this medium to appreciate both our academic and non-academic staff. So can we please give them a round of applause? Thank you so much. They made our stay a pleasant one. It's amazing to know that we're all on the same boat, to be honest. Not really knowing what awaits us and what the world has in stock for us. I want to say that regardless of what the world has in stock for us, we should have this at the back of our minds, that impossibilities are only a figment of our imagination, that we are unstoppable. Say, I am unstoppable. I would ask you guys to stand up if you're not careful. Say, I am unstoppable. Now, that's more like it. Say, I am an achiever. Well, I have achieved so much in the past 3-4 years that I've been here. So if you've not achieved anything, it's up to you. Say, I am born for greatness. So can you please stand up, please? And I've got power, I'm going to use it. Can we all stand up, the graduate, please? You got to say this thing. I'm not yet to play. Come on. Say, I am born for greatness. This thing is showing life. We have to say this again. I am born for greatness. Thank you. Before we sit, I want to please applaud our family and friends. I want you to give them a round of applause because they've been there for us. Those nights that I've called my dad in the middle of the night. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You can sit now. I would like to remind the graduates that we do have access to the career services here at the University of Bolton. It's part of being an alumni, part of the benefit that we do enjoy. So, if you're going through anything regarding career and you don't know what to do, even if you need a new dimension, they're always there. And I would like to encourage us to please take use of this opportunity because not every university offers this to their graduates. And don't forget that the tomorrow we seek, the change that we desire, are based on the decisions that we make today. So do make brilliant decisions. I know you would because you've come to the University of Bolton. So as many of you will go on to successful careers in what you study, I hope that you are proud to be an alumni of the University of Bolton because I'm proud to be part of this. Because I believe that, as a graduate of the University of Bolton, the sky is not our limit, but our starting point. I would also want to say, no matter what, don't ever doubt yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to. You graduated, so, you put your mind to that, didn't you? So I want to say this, go out there, be great, be happy, and be true to yourself. Good luck, congratulations, and God bless. Woo!
Distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, that concludes the proceedings of this congregation. Please may I request that you stand and remain standing while the platform party leaves the hall.